Go beyond awakening for your whole self. Our mission at Diamonds Forever 3113 is to awaken the hearts of all our brothers and sisters. A counseling, therapy, tool-giving catalyst for the whole being, WHOLE. You, Diamond, along with Elizabeth Diamond, me, and Lily Diamond, co-host of Diamonds Forever 31 and 13, Christ Consciousness, the supernatural, natural you, understands that seeking catalyzing change is not the easiest thing to do. We are here to help in a non-judgmental environment with trust and acceptance as the foundation. Diamonds Forever 3113 will join and help you move through uncertainty and difficult times. We will guide and offer whole being tools for you through those situations, and will reveal your strengths, potential solutions, and ways to overcome life's bumps in the now and future, healing your past. We will leverage your experience and skills to actively guide you in meeting your goals. If you're looking for a compassionate guidance with a human touch, give Diamonds a try. For more information on our services, visit Diamonds with an S, Forever 31.blogspot.com. It's all free. Donations appreciated. Much love to you, and have a great day, every day. A Diamond Day. Much love, Elizabeth Diamond. Join us live every Saturday at 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Diamonds Forever 3113 show with news update of world changes and special guests. Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is the Diamonds Forever 3113 show. And this is Elizabeth Diamond and Lily Diamond, co-host, in the upgrade for Diamonds Forever 31. Good evening, everyone. This is Elizabeth Diamond with Diamonds Forever 31 show, and we're doing a Fab 4 update with Ray K today, Radiant Ray. This is April 16th, 2015, and I believe, Ray, you met your Fab 4 in April, was it April 11th at 1 something in the morning?
1:52 a.m., yeah.
Now, was that April 11th? That was a Saturday, or was that Sunday, actually, because it was 1 a.m.?
Well, you could call it Saturday, but I got the 11th on there. That's what I'm going to go by.
Oh, okay, cool. So, Ray, let's start out. You can start from the beginning when you met them at 1 something in the morning. Just start from how you got the message and the coordinates, and then go from there, okay?
Yeah, just to let your audience know, I get they come on my TV's off, and the elephant people and the Nordics who show their head figures with this green, beautiful mist background. Anyway, they'll give me coordinates like they did, line 70W, which means Highway 70 West, and that's where I got in my car and went. And just for safety, there's a code they use, and I see the craft, and the next exit's mine, and they're there, and then I go meet, my Fab 4. In this case, they were about 40, 50 feet off the ground. I go under the craft, and a beam of light hits me, and it's a activation pull. It's a quick pull. It's pretty neat. I can move my head, hands, and everything, and this door slides underneath the craft, and then these Serpo Greys, the elephant people, and Nordics are waiting for me, and they're pulling me in, and then we're going into this room. And it's always the room that I meet with my Fab 4. So anyway, they're giving me information. The first thing was kind of exciting because these Octarians, these are look something like your Greys. They have huge dark blue eyes, and their skin color all around is dark blue. They're very spiritual and loving beings. Now, these chemtrails, there's a couple that have emailed me that I friended by the name of Larry and Laura Hurst in Oregon, and they were complaining about their chemtrails, kind of like what's going all over the world. But anyway, make a long story short, these planes these chemtrail planes that are spraying whatever on all of us, these Octarians that were called in by my elephant man, who has the English name George, called these Octarians in, and what they're doing, and not just the state of Oregon, there's another state they're doing this. They're following these planes, and when they spray, before these, whatever's in this that will fall to that state to do what it does, they make it disappear. There's been a lot of complaints about this through the states on this planet, so they're making people sick, messing with your organs, stuff like this. This aluminum is something that they're spraying that gets into the nostril and into the brain. So they're working on it. What?
That's beautiful news. And you said George said that when he basically hired some star people to go to different states and go behind the chemtrails as they're spraying it and make it disappear with their technology. Is that what you said?
Yeah, the Octarians are called in. There's going to be other ETs as we go through this.
That George has hired more ETs. I want to add a story to that. Like 3 weeks, maybe a month ago now, me and my granddaughter were outside, and look, Grandma, there's an airplane, and it had the chemtrails. And we said a prayer or whatever, and then all of a sudden we saw the chemtrail disappearing right after the plane sprayed it. So that collaborates with you and what George is saying, and with Larry, what he said, and Larry and Gillian is saying, James Gillian. So this is cool.
George is going to take charge of problems with ETs that will help them on things here on Earth. And the shift is on out there, and the alignment is in the process. In other words, this is going to be a big-time process for everything. It's going to take time. The new alignment of the planets, which is, in effect now. Let's see. The planets that have been having galactic wars, in this case, me and Dr. Sam Muggsy, who's in Arizona, in a comfortable position in her home, and I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, in the comforts of my home, with George, talking telepathic to me, and actually getting a ringside seat for what's going on. And what they're doing is they're weeding out the bad, quite a few planets out there, taking over the bases. He's putting in other good ETs that has something to do with the process of what we're going through. We're in the time of our time as humans to evolve to where this process, everything has to be exact, and what they're going to be doing to help us. When I had the meeting, actually February 10th, George told me then that we will do what we're supposed to do out here, and us humans we are supposed to do what we're supposed to do down here. Let's see. In the evening, nighttime, there will be a lot of crafts in the night sky that need to do what they're supposed to be doing. There's a lot of ETs that I never heard of that are all coming in this galactic whole family of light federation to do what this big project is going to take for them to do. George is kind of the commander and leader in all this. Let's see. They're going to be watching the military and underground bases in California real close, other military bases all over nuclear.
Why?
Nuclear power plants, anything nuclear. It's a precaution of what they're going to be observing. So this is what the information I got. You know, these people are not only protectors and watchers of planet Earth, they're protecting us, okay? This is what I get from George in the Nordiques. They kind of run the show in a meeting. There's more ETs coming in to help. There is a new ET. These guys are 50 feet tall, and the name of them are the Nishas. They're from another galaxy. George has called them in to help. There's 1 million in force on their planet, and there's going to be many, many, many more. George is supposed to meet with Valiant Thor. This is information I got from George for Valiant Thor is going to be a main player with what's going to be taking place as they go forward. Let's see. The other thing is, so your audience understands a little bit here, I'm not a scientist, but I'm giving information out. We're moving towards Orion. Emily Windsor Craig, I watched the interview with Alfred as a host, Alfred Weber, with her and Perry King. I think I'm saying this right, Peter King. And she's right, because my Fab 4 talk about our Earth moving, the shift has got to be slow. You can't burst a bubble because you're going to mess with the plates on this planet and all kinds of things can happen. So what they're doing, like a netting over planet Earth with lasers that they're using for the process and moving us further out into outer space to Orion. And the purpose of that, which to let your audience know, I do ask questions to my Fab 4. I want you to understand they can read your mind. They know what I'm going to say before I say it, but they let me say it anyway. Whether they answer me or say, Raymond, that's what they call me, you're not ready for this, or don't say nothing. But in this case, they answered me that the reason for the movement is for us to bypass any catastrophe on this planet. And they're protecting the people on this planet. Well, they're protectors of the planet Earth anyway. Anyway, they're moving us towards outer space, towards Orion, to protect the people on this planet. And for any major catastrophe. That's the purpose. The only thing I want to say to this is, if we go into another solar system, which would be we're leaving our universe into a new universe, and we end up in Orion, I'm just saying this now. I had talked a little bit with Alfred Weber, my friend, who I call the Wizard. It would change everything. Alfred kind of agreed with me on that. And it's something, we're going to look into. They're doing major operations out there and down here, what they have to do, and all the over 6 billion good ETs involved in this from all over.
Ray, could I add to that part?
Go ahead.
Oh, yes. Regarding, how George and Fab 4, they're telling you about how this planet is moving. Actually, it's the universe moving into a different part of space, and they're protecting us from any, like space stuff coming in, and that could mess up the scientific stuff, weather big time, and then you also mentioned Planet X and Nibiru too. They're protecting us from that. Is that correct?
Yeah, but I want to add on to what you just said. If we actually move into Orion, what will come out of that is everything changes. I just want you to understand that. This is what I get from my people. We're humans. I understand what you just said. We think and do the human way. These people have, well, in this case, the elephant people have 1 million years in technology. I'm messing with people anywhere from 50,000 to 1 million years or more. Know what they're doing in this situation. Just letting your audience not to be scared what's taking place here, what they're protecting us for. Anyway, there's a lot of major operations coming out there and down here. Now, with me and Dr. Sam Muggsy, which I've done quite a few shows and talked to her probably every day, George comes in. We're on Skype phone. And he first came in, but he's using our mics, okay? Just to kind of let your audience know a little bit what's started here. Now, he was picked as the spokesman, more or less, for the ETs, my Fab Four, to be the one to come in breathing. And that's what he does in person when I'm in the meeting. And they can talk telepathic. They can talk many languages and our language. Now, the elephant people, the Nordiques, and my little 3-inch guys can speak our language. The Serpo Greys can only speak telepathic, and they have a slurping sound. But when they talk telepathic, and if they're talking telepathic to us, whoever it may be, in my case, me, I can understand what they're saying. So they're in the game all the way through. They know what's going on. And then the purpose of him to first come in is a part of history to let everybody know, number one, we're not alone. Number two, because George is now kind of like a household name, and they're getting to hear ET language. George speaks with a gruffle ET language. Serpo Greys will slurp, and he'll have another ET that will be talking some kind of weird language. And who's ever involved in these shows or people that are listening to your show and other shows that hear this is a way for them to come in and kind of knock some of the fear out of people, letting everybody know these people are real, they're friendly, and they're our friends, not just my friends.
Absolutely, and I agree with that. Yes, cooperation. And recently, I told you, I shared with you on Cynthia, when she was talking on her normal phone, she heard George in the ship, the same sound that we've heard on my call and other calls. Yeah, so that's good, Ray. Keep going.
Now, when George is ready, which will shock people, to speak our language, whenever that may be, and whenever he gets the word from whoever to do this, then that will happen. There was 5 galactic wars, and one of the wars, I heard 2 English words. There's a woman that works for Sam Muggsy that also heard these 2 words. One was hello, and one was my name, Raymond. But it was accidental. So this is kind of far out there when he's ready to do it, and when he does, everybody will hear this. Let's see.
Yeah. Let me just ask, Ray, before we go further, you said something about did they mention Planet X to you? And that's one of the things they're diverting to, just to make sure that we don't go into that area and the gravity pulls and damages.
I'm getting ready to say that now.
Okay.
So your audience understands for the last 6-7 years, right in that period, NASA saw 2 suns.
2 suns, you said?
2 suns. They're not going to say anything and let anybody know anything, other than the good ETs and your amateur astronomers will be the ones that give us the warning. Our people, with the power they have, can't really do anything anyway. I think it's kind of ignorant if that situation comes up, that they wouldn't give us the warning. But anyway, beyond that, George has sent ETs, he didn't describe who they were, to this so-called Planet X, Nibiru, whatever people want to call it, that is real. It's 3 times bigger than planet Earth. It's not in a position as a threat to this planet, but they're watching this planet real close. And in the meeting, because I asked questions and they did answer this, if it does come to the point that we're all hearing between this, we're going to get the tail end between the sun and our planet, before that situation would arrive, I asked my Fab Four, what would you do? And the answer I got is they have the technology and the power to divert this planet from ever even coming close to us. So we have good ETs with a lot of technology protecting us from this so-called Planet X or Nibiru.
Yes. Well, that's good news, Ray. I just want to interject. Is that okay?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so what you're saying, I just want to repeat it because your voice is low. I just want to make sure everybody can hear it clearly. So what you're saying is George said that him and others are protecting us from any big damage with what they call Planet X and Nibiru, and George is saying that is real, but they're protecting us from any bad effects from that with their technology. And you said that NASA's been seeing 2 suns for 2 years.
6 to 7 years.
7 years?
6 to 7 years. They've been seeing 2 suns, our sun and this Planet X.
Okay, good. NASA knows about it, and we don't know about it. The mass media is keeping it from us. And then also you're saying they're protecting us from our planet, which is in this universe. It's actually the universe going into a different part of space. We're traveling to a different part of space where we're going to increase our vibrations. There's higher vibrations, like lighting up. I can't think of it, transcending. And they're protecting us so we'll stay on course and not get damage in between as we're going that way. And that's what Tolex talked about, correct?
Yeah.
Cool. And regarding the chemtrails, too, I want to just say the ETs are helping us. I just want to let the audience know, as it goes on YouTube, that, our star brothers and sisters are protecting us, but we're the ones in the human skin suits that have dominion over everything. God says we have dominion. So it's our responsibility to ask and to pray. For instance, ask for with the highest good of all. Don't just ask nilly-willy. For the highest good of all to happen for all of us. Like, for instance, the highest good of all happen for the chemtrails. As we pray and we ask, then our star people can take action, like they're doing, taking action, making the chemtrails disappear as they're spraying them out. Yeah. And just send the love vibration to chemtrails when you see them. And love them. Love conquers all. And then you mentioned really quick, Ray, well, go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
That's it, but I'm going to add something to it. Everybody wants everything as humans now. That's what we're prone and guided to on this planet as humans. It just doesn't work that way. I would love to see that, but you just don't snap your fingers now as far as becoming 4th and 5th dimensional beings that we will eventually be, whoever is, in that parallel on this planet. Everything is going to take time. I just did a show with Dr. Sam Muggsy and questions and answers, and that's already up there for anybody to view. But what I want everybody to understand, your audience and you, is the process has to take time for the engineering of all these new ETs and ETs of mine and Tolex and the Silver Legion, the list goes on, all the players that are in this, and what has to take place, not only out there, what has to take place here on our planet, what they're going to be doing as we go forward, and the problems we have down here that they're going to help us with, cleaning house, what's going to change down here, of what's been controlling us for many years in a way of life down here, and what the purpose of the bad ones is now going to completely change. The game is over. And
game is over. Checkmate. I like that word, right? Right. Hey, I want to bring up a little point before you go. You mentioned recently, and we all know the story. If you listen to it on YouTube, if you haven't, go and listen to it. Ray's 33 ETs on the Elizabeth Diamond YouTube channel. Shows all the pictures of them. But you mentioned in your story how you and your dad at one time were meeting one, and then you're back on your way back to your car. Both your noses started bleeding, and then they helped you through that. But, that was because you got in a vibration. They're in higher vibrations. You can explain it. And I'm just painting that picture because those star people found out, and then they had to change their game plan to protect you. So that just shows that they're just people like us, and they have to plan and rearrange things too. So you know what I'm talking about? Because they found out later that higher vibration hurt you guys, so they did a protective shield, right?
Okay. To make your audience understand, I'll go into that real quick. To make everybody understand this much, when we're taken, we're in T-shirts and jeans. We're not in spacesuits. We're accepted to everything. Okay. These people, you have to imagine, are coming through galaxies, dimensions, wormholes, the list is on, carrying radiation and whatever on the outside of these crafts, germs from each other, because I'll just use me because my late father and grandfather are not in the picture. I'm hugging and shaking hands with these people. I got the little 3-inch guys all over me, the Serpo Greys. I'm hugging them, and we're touching. There's germs, okay? And then, but I'll put my dad in this situation we're in together. We're coming out of the Serpo Greys flying saucer. I'm 12 years old. My dad's a lot older than me. And immediately, we have like maybe 6 Serpo Greys behind us that are going to walk us to our car. But as soon as we come out to the air, we bent over, and our noses are bleeding real bad from the right nostril, and it's not hitting the ground. It's like a chain necklace. Just picture a necklace that actually is going back into the other nostril. Now, we're looking at each other, hitting ourselves in the chest, and immediately, as a human, in fear, we think we're going to die right there. And then it stops. And then we move forward with the Serpo Greys taking us to our car. Now, we're human beings, so that was an incident that we never forgot. We always talked about it. And it's something that, as smart as these people are, they then realize what the cause is to us on the outside of the craft, radiation, whatever, magnetic field, hugging, germs. Even though their crafts are real clean, these people are real clean. I've heard people ask me, is there any smell of these? There's nothing like that. If there was, there's no way we could even go into craft. Everything's fine, Everything is going the way it's supposed to go for us. And we're
so they made you a shield, a protective shield. Then after that, they changed up the game plan, right? So when you go visit them,
I had a meeting on my TV. It's off. We either meet like this on my TV, or I can never see you guys no more because it's going to kill me. So what they came up with is a protective shield from the time I leave my car to the inside of that craft and back. And They then realize, as smart and the technology that they have on this situation, another situation, and in the meetings, I have these guys laughing while the little 3-inch guys kind of started off because they're real high pitch, and I'm laughing. They don't feel the emotions of the laughter, much less when we get sad, cry on something.
Right. So I just want to interject there, Ray. Those are two big examples. The nose bleeding, and then they changed up the plan, made a protective shield for you, and the emotions thing that you just said. Those are two big examples of why it's important for us to up the ante and build closer relationships with our star brothers and sisters. That's my opinion only. And well, one more thing just really quick, because I don't want to keep you long. I know you said when you go meet them, you go up in the ship. They take you up in the ship by energy or whatever way they do, and then you go to the meeting room. It's the same meeting room, and then they have this crystal that goes in something. When they put the crystal in something, a TV screen like goes on the wall, and they can show you the past, future, and now of the Earth. What does that crystal look like?
It's a crystal vase with a crystal.
What shape?
That's on this table. It's got a point on it. But anyway, the wall behind the craft, behind the Nardics on the table, will open up like a drive-in screen, only wider, and real time of Earth. What they're explaining are past, present, future videos of what catastrophe is showing to me that is pretty bad. When that video is done, then the Nardik, or my elephant man, will look at me and say, Ramon, this will happen, but we will intervene. They're letting us know through the years what we have been doing to this planet. We've been destroying our own planet, and we have to turn everything around. In the process, which is, they know is we're doing that, and then the good corporations, because not only are we going to be using solar dome homes down here, really learning about the underground, the importance of why these people have immortality beyond us, and things that they can do, because we're in the sun a lot. And when they do come here, which will be an event that will cause and create contact, and we'll be working side by side with these people, learning new technologies. As we go into the 4th, we will be using teleportation. As we go through this, again, there's a time period and announcements and the way they're going to arrange everything, that once all this is said and done, and the time factor and all the fear aspects on our part is gone, because we realize these people are good and friendly out to help us, then many good will come. And, I'm a voice for them, and we're going to learn who everybody's relationship is. Everybody has one out there. Everything that was taken away from us and more. And it's going to be a long process for all this. So everybody has to understand. As much as everybody wants, we got these two kind of major years coming up here. 2015 is a pace-setting, amazing year. To the major year, I'm just getting information out of these years, not predicting contact here, so get that out of your head.
Beautiful, beautiful, Ray. Now, at the end of your visit, do they give you a clue when your next visit will be? Do they give you a month?
It'll be longer. Now, let me finish on this.
Oh.
The major year of 2017 is a major year of something's going to happen. I have no idea what it is. If I get information on it, that's what I do. I get information for us. I ask questions for us. whatever information they answer on that, and I'm a voice for them, just like Tolik, Peter Slattery, Sherry Wow, the list goes on. And there's going to be a lot more contactees that have a lot of fear that will be coming forward now with vital information for all of us to hear that we need to hear, and that's going to help. So,
great.
It's going to.
Did they let you know when your next meeting is?
It'll be a while.
A what?
It'll be a while.
What do they say? They usually tell you months, don't they?
Yeah, but it'll be a little bit longer.
What do you mean?
It's just what I said. It's not going to be every 2 months. There's a project.
They didn't tell you a specific month or time, then, is what you're saying.
Just listen. It's a major operation of everything they're doing, and that is more important than having
Absolutely.
I update it every 2 months with them. If it's 4 or 5, whatever it is, they will let me know when it gets close to, we're going to do this on such and such, whatever. And right now.
Okay, I was just asking because they tell you usually. So that's okay.
Usually, yes, but it's going to be longer.
Okay, they don't know it's a major operation going on. You don't know when it's going to end or whatever, so that's good.
Yeah,
okay, Ray. So thank you for that update. Now, I would just like to do something really quick, if you don't mind. I would like to call in all of your 33, the Fab Four, and do the prayer for the highest good of all concerned, meaning that only the highest good of all concerned, you, me, Ray, will come forth. And I have Chris on the line, and we'll call in the Fab Four and want to see if you can get anything telepathically, Ray, or George talks to you as he talks to Chris, and just see if they want to bring any more information added on to what you brought forth. Is that okay?
Go ahead and do what you're going to do.
Now, I just want to get if that's okay, that you want to join in this.
No, I said go ahead and do what you're going to do.
Okay, sure. So, Chris, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. You know Chris, Ray, right? You met Chris.
Hello, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. How you doing?
Okay.
Fine.
Beautiful. Okay. Let me just say the prayer one. I just call in the divine flame of living love. I call in collective consciousness. And we call in Ray's 33 ETs he's met face-to-face, especially the Fab Four and the new one, the big bird people. We just call them in now. And we thank you for coming. We call any other being that from this universe in any time, space, or dimension that would like to add, if we have time to. So we just say we are all one, and when one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. So therefore, in the name of who we are, and we are one with all that there is, we ask that only the highest good of all concern happen here in this meeting. And I ask for all those with the same desires on their heart in this universe, that only the highest good of all concern happen in this particular prayer petition. And so it is, so be it. So Chris and Ray, take it over. Whoever comes in first, I'll let you guys go.
As far as my guys, I can tell you that what I just said on your show is enough, and that's what I was supposed to do, and that's what I did. So
beautiful. Okay. And you
enough.
may have some things to add when Chris brings somebody in too, or you can ask your ET friends any questions too. How's that go? Is that okay, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
Okay. What I'm seeing here is I'm seeing the I call it the bridge of this vessel, living vessel, and I'm seeing all four of them. And earlier today, while I focused on this a little bit, I wanted to get some names to call them. They you know how George calls himself George, but he has obviously a much longer name. Two of the others, or three of the others rather, gave me names that they could that I could call them. You might have different ones, nicknames to call them, Ray, but the gray, he calls himself Martin, and the little guy, one of the little guys rather, called himself Dale, and the Asgardian, the big tall blonde man, called himself Lester. I know that's not their names, but that's what they told me to call them. One of their messages earlier, and this was like a few nights ago too, that they go to. I've seen them go to different universes. Just like a lot of my ETs that come through do, but their job is an extremely special one. That each Earth that they go to, they don't just maintain it. I don't want to use that word. If there are any people there, they give the same. They have the same message of love and togetherness and all of that. Well, what I want to say is that this started to come through the last time I was on with them, where they could be at one Earth, and we are on our Earth, and they take the energy from one and not necessarily combined it, but they take some of the energy and kind of siphon it over to ours to maybe improve our condition. And then in turn we improve another one, and so on and so forth. And all of those combined improve the state of everything else. And any of the messages they've ever given, this applies to that in some way. And
are you seeing them now, Chris? And what are they? Are they in a ship or what?
Yeah, I see. George sitting in a chair, and I see the other three. In their other positions. They're at their. I want to call them stations, like you would in any unit. And I'm going to see if George has anything to add to this. He's saying we are the essence, or we've taken on the essence of love and togetherness, and through that we bring the light and balance to the rest of the multiverse and to the human race, and whatever races happen to be living on Earth in different time frames. And I'm going to see who else wants to talk here. Okay, it's shifting to the one of the little guys, the one that called himself Dale. He's going, what's he saying? He goes, yes, my job in all of this, meaning his job, is to be the essence of what George just said, but also he has a very specific one. He's saying he goes underground, meaning inner Earth. Now, this is where I've seen his people before. He goes inner Earth, and he's talking about secrets. He's talking about things in the background people don't see, the underground, the above and below that people do not see. So the different dimensions, the different things that go on. And his job is he's saying remember. He's using the word remember over and over again.
Is there a hollow Earth? Is he hollow Earth, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. And I just want to say a special shout out to the little guy. I like your joy, because I got that joy. Send me some more your way, because Ray's told us about you. Yeah, he's
nodding his head. Mm-hmm.
Huh?
He's nodding his head. Yeah,
okay.
He's smiling and nodding his head.
Ray, is there any? We should ask Ray if he wanted to ask George something. But Ray, do you want to ask the little guy anything too?
No, I did what I was supposed to do. That's what George. He's in control, and these people have a lot to do. And I on your show, and I did it with Sam Muggsy. I got out the information. That's what I do for them. Their voice.
Okay. Well, I'm just doing, I hope you're not offended or anything. I'm just doing this just to get more, draw more information out of them if they're willing, and then I know you know what other questions to ask. So I just wondered if you're curious to ask any other questions while he's there.
No, Elizabeth,
okay.
Everything is different with Chris, other people.
Pardon? I didn't hear you.
Everything is different, and there's no cut down to Chris, what Chris does.
What do you mean? Explain that different. I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, different with the information I gave. What Chris gets information, what he just shared, totally, whatever these people get, it's not necessarily the same thing I get. Or
who's these people? You talking about Chris or what?
Well, Chris and other people. I'm just saying.
Oh, different, and just adding to the facets of everything. Different perspectives and stuff.
You just heard what Chris said, right?
Okay. So let's go. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Chris. Go ahead. Since we have the beings here, we called them in. Yeah. Stay tuned, Ray.
Okay. Yes, now it's switching over to the guy in the back, the Asgardian, who called himself Lester to me. He's waving, and he's saying, what's he saying? He's saying another job of mine, meaning him, is going back on what the little guy said. As above, so below. He's saying his is the above part, or the little guy's is the below part, where he is spreading not only love and joy, but he says might as well, meaning power behind those words. And he's
tenacity. Tenacity, yes. Is that the word?
Yes. Yep. He's nodding to that, and he's not looking up from his little control panel, if you want to call it that. He's doing something. I'm trying to look over his shoulder to see what he's doing. And he says he's working, but he says I think he says he's piloting, but he's using quotes, so that's the closest word he can describe it to me. And I can see them in there with this living ship bird outside of. They're not in the wormhole anymore. They're inside of this area with, I don't think this is another Earth that they're at right now. This looks like a totally different planet. I don't know if this is where they go when they're not
Ask them what
anyone.
Planet is. Ask them what planet it is, because Ray's talked about, they work helping other planets maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can, I'll see if George answers this one. I'll write this down real quick. He's saying, it starts with an L. Let me see if I can get this pronunciation right. Liston? I hope I'm getting the pronunciation right. Probably not. He said this Listania. He says, and he says this planet is small, and it has no people. But the reason it's important is because it's in between. It's in between the layers of the different universes. It's like the in-between isn't the void people thought it was. It's not like a space where there's nothing. There's actually worlds in between those spaces. And it's like having books on a shelf and you have the spaces in between, but there's something occupying that space anyway.
And Ray, is that one of the planets that he said that he's helping? Or that you've heard him say, the name?
No, that's a completely different planet. Anyway,
a different one?
Listen,
okay.
I appreciate you having me on your show. And Chris, thank you for what you're doing, and it was nice to meet you again. I got to go, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. I wanted to finish up, Ray, so you would be here, because I wanted to... Okay, but I know. All right. We were going to just finish up in 10 minutes, but if you have to go, you have to go.
Yeah, I got things to do.
Okay. Thanks, Ray. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Goodbye, Chris. All right. Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.
Okay. Let's continue, Chris, and go ahead.
Okay. What this world is, it seems to be almost like Martin here says it's storage, and he keeps referring to string theory and quantum mechanics, and like the Akashic records, where everything is bound through the different threads and webs of the different universes and the universe. And he's saying this is a storage area for information. And this particular slot is, I'm trying to see why it was named Stania. And he goes, for one, that's what we called it, and two, he's having a sense of humor moment there. And two, they're the files, so to speak, that are there. They're not really, they're physical, but they're not. They can pass over to anybody, like me, like you, anybody that's channeling it. And he's saying the information here can be literally put into a book if we wanted it to. It would be fairly large, even though this world is small. He said even this is about the size of Earth's moon, maybe smaller. And he said, yeah, this particular world is the information that it holds is the spaces in between. That's why it is where it is. And he says about the information from this to that, between this moment and the next. And what's he saying now? Yeah, I can see from outside the ship, and they're pointing to this place, and they're wanting me to
Earth.
No, they're pointing to this other world. Yeah, this world, and they're wanting me to look at the surface of it to show what it looks like on the surface. And he's showing me at the surface. It looks kind of like our moon surface, but there's an atmosphere above it, and there are. It seems like there's a high wind there. I'm wondering what the relevance of this particular world is. And he says the relevance is this particular storage area filters the thoughts that could be something else.
The wind blows it. The wind blows the information around, kind of thing. Because for collective consciousness, is that true?
Yes. But this specific planet, he says the name means conversion, and converting one energy into another energy, taking information and kind of re-extrapolating it in a different medium. And like if one person's view gets filtered through there, and another person's view comes out of there. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's something to do with the timelines, how we learned, and Cynthia and everything. They're all timelines are for the highest good of all concerned, and then they have to weave them, and it's just I can't even speak it. I know what it is, but it's just high tech. Yeah. And by the way, I just want to enter you way back when you said they're in their ship, the bird ship. The ship is a live being that's a bird. Anyway, we talked about that. Yeah. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, they're still pointing to this. Yeah, they're saying, different perspectives come out of this. It's a hub, you could call it a hub, but there are millions of these everywhere at different points in creation, but they're all called different things because they're different filters and facets for different bits of knowledge.
Ah, beautiful. There's millions of planets like that, right? That do the same thing.
Yes, and they're all in that in-between space that nobody ever sees.
They're in a different dimension that we can't see when you're at a certain vibration, right?
And then George's job and them, is part of looking into this.
Okay. Is there anything us humans can do to help you guys with any of, these, everything being smoothly with what you just explained with what comes off these planets? Pray for the prayer of the highest good of all concerned, anything that we can help?
The only thing that they're all four of them are consistently saying is be kind to one another.
Yes. Thank you.
And they're all nodding in unison.
Huh?
They're all nodding in unison.
Aw. Aw.
Yeah, now they're waving.
Bye. Love you guys.
Yep,
Is
now
there
they
any
just took off now. Yep.
any other being that we called in, or any other of the 33 ETs that Ray's met? He can listen to this later.
Okay, let me see. Oh, this I kind of expected this one. Suspirian of the Silver Legion.
Hi, Suspirian.
Yeah, he came through. He's reiterating yet again. He's wearing pants. Again. And he's laughing. He thinks it's hilarious.
What's his pants look like? I want to know what his pants look like.
They look kind of like almost like sweatpants. In a way, reflective sweatpants, and because he's so reflective, like I said, the Silver Surfer look, and here, what's he saying? Yeah, he's okay now. He and all of them of the Silver Legion are above Earth, but they're pushing me back through a tunnel, and they're in. I thought they kind of moved around in space without vehicles too. That shows how ignorant that too. But they're in some kind of, I don't want to say capsule, but there's some kind of vehicle that they ride in. It almost looks like a space version of a Segway.
It could be like what is that thing that's around you? Your torsion field. Oh God, I forgot the name. Just your own essence builds around you. Go with yourself. And it's like a bubble or something.
Yeah. There are bubbles that surround them, but they're standing on something as well that surrounds them. It's like they're taking the folds of reality and putting it around them too. And they're taking me somewhere way deep in somewhere in the universe. That they took me to a planet that was in a deep part of the universe, a small moon it looks like. And I know exactly what this is. I have seen this before. I'll have to give you a brief background of this. There's a star at the outer edge of creation.
Say again, you broke up. Sorry. A star at where?
There's a star out in the outer reaches of the universe, the very outer reaches of it, and it's called chrysalis, like a cocoon. And they took me to this. I've seen this before. There's a particular species that live out there. They're like these little dragon-like beings called Timnor. But I don't know why they're bringing me clear out here. But they showed that.
Ask him.
This. That's what I'm saying. He's holding. Yeah, Suspirian is holding chrysalis in his hands. This is. Oh, okay. He's saying this is not just chrysalis. This is another one like it. That's why he was bringing me out here. And I'll have to explain on a different show sometime about. I'll read stuff about chrysalis. But this he's holding it. He's opening like a cocoon, and he's pulling out something. He's pulling out.
Butterfly?
It looks like a vortex, actually, a glowing energy, emission. And he's taking it, and he drops the thing that it was in, and it disintegrates into space, and he's throwing this energy out into space in another direction towards a populated universe. And he's showing me that it explodes, and it created a sun with planets and cloud-like formations in space, like nebulas. And he's showing this is one of the ways solar systems are created. Yeah, he's showing me, in depth, how this is done. Where he personally sometimes goes out with a Silver Legion and takes something that has died. This thing before, it looked like it had shriveled away.
Okay, ask him why he wanted. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! Go ahead and ask him. Yeah.
Ask him why he wanted to bring this forth today. Well, we're talking to Ray and the Fab Four, and why? What's his reason to bring this forth today?
He's making a point about one way dying while another way, being created, a continual cycle of, that's how the universe and the multiverse work. That's all interconnected.
And we're all our own universe. Chris, you're a universe. I'm a universe. Everybody else is a universe too.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, yes.
Oh yes. And yeah, he's showing me this solar system that was created from what he just did, and he said the time span that it took from him to throw that energy out into the universe. He just corrected me, the multiverse. It took, in human terms, he said 20,000 millennia, is what he just said, between the time of him tossing that and the time it created this solar system. And it looks like 10 or 20 different universes. Them all, is what he's saying. He says not just that, all of them. All of their variations. It took roughly 200,000 years, he said, in Earth terms. And 20th century, yeah. Or 20,000 years. No, I was right before. Never mind. Sorry about that. The times keep shifting a little bit because time has virtually no relevance to them. But he was just using a time scale for me.
Can I ask a question on
yes.
that? Became a question. So are you trying to show us that this, what Ray was talking about, that all of this change, us remembering who we really are and transcending into different higher vibrations? Are you saying that this is in actuality a process? Hopefully not really, really, really slow like you're saying, thousands of years, but anyway.
He says yes and no. It depends on the person, depends on the energy, what's rate it evolves.
Depends on the energy in separate people or us together, because I know our universe is going into a different time and space, which, for lack of other words, speeds up or increases our vibrations. And I know, for the lack of better words, time is speeding up, where soon we'll be at a place on Earth where we'll have, like in one day, like the Industrial Revolution took, 10 years, but that in one day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's saying that's correct. But it could be for groups of people, or it could be for individuals, because individuals technically have an entire community within them too. So, in fact, for individuals, it's more so, because not only do you have all of your past lives in your soul ring, you have all the dimensions that are attached to that person. You have all of that. So each individual can be its own community, which evolves at its own rate.
Pace. Okay, so let me ask you this. Since us humans on Earth we want it now, we've been programmed for that, right? So if somebody wants this, want it now, what is your advice? Stay in love and peace, or what is your advice for us to help us with that if somebody wants it now?
Suspirian quoted me on that. He goes, well, that's nice. You don't necessarily need it now. He was blunt when he said that. He goes, just slow down, do as, like how Metatron was doing, slow. And speaking of whom, he's here too.
So Metatron was doing, he was walking slow like a turtle down these steps, very slow, and he was saying to slow down, be in the now, and then he walked backwards up the steps, meaning if you can slow down and be in the now, enjoy it and have fun with every minute, and you'll go higher in vibration, right?
Yes, that's exactly. I can see that spiral staircase again. As Metatron is going down, I see Suspiria going upward. Wow. And sometimes that's symbolizing something else too, meaning the times that we, have a rough patch, we're actually evolving from it. While one way is deteriorating, another way is being created.
Absolutely, that corroborates what Franco shared with me, because I was questioning him offline, and he said, this is a unique time here on Earth, one thing is unraveling, another thing is raveling up, increasing our vibrations. Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And I also, and this is interesting, a third being stepped in. I'm trying to see who it is. Okay. Shiva just stepped forward.
Shiva, who's that?
Shiva, the god of destruction, stepped forward. His job, he worked closely with the Silver Legion and the Silver Flames of Elonius to, get rid of the previous universe to create the multiverse. And he, I've worked with him quite a bit on this. He's the one that, got me into teaching me about the destruction of one, the creation of another. And he is saying, he's stepping forward, wants to speak. He's going, one thing that everyone must know about the element of destruction, it is not what anyone thinks it is. As I said, as the other two have said, he's saying this, as I'm saying, as the other two have said, one way goes, the other way emerges. But it doesn't always seem like it's a good thing, like there is things that go wrong in the world, things that are horrible. But he's saying with real emphasis behind this, he says, to thine own self be true, be kind, be compassionate, be yourself. And then within yourself, one way ends while another way begins. You evolve along with the new energy. And he's nodding yes at that. And let's see.
What he's saying, too, in a different way is even if, what you see in bad things or oppressive things come to your life individually or collectively, look at it as thank it and praise it, because that's teaching us in that experience to become stronger and teaching us on our life path of our future, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. Yes, he's also, now he's showing another Earth to me. This is one that I personally, have I don't want to say stake in, but, a connection to. I may have mentioned this on a previous show. I can't remember if I did or not. There's an Earth out there by the name of Segatorus, and Segatorus used to be a war-torn version of Earth, worse than this one, far worse. It was still stuck in its barbaric stages, like sword and shield type environment, like medieval type environment, but it was very, very inhospitable, very destructive. Every human on that Earth died. And what the reasoning behind this was, the reason the Silver Flames of Elonius, Shiva, and all of them did not do anything to stop it was because that particular destruction gave birth to a particular love energy that eventually came in and rebuilt it completely.
How could that happen? That everybody was destroyed on that Earth, and it gave birth to a love energy through what? The ones watching it, or
that, and also through the entire multiverse. That's how the balance is. If one is so deteriorated that it can no longer sustain itself, it's just allowed to go away so that it can be reborn again.
No, but how did that raise the love energy for the other star people watching that planet, and how that deteriorated and you can't evade free will? And so that made them love each other more and relationship together more and be more passionate, compassionate with what they do in the universe? Or
yeah, it's like that, but for the entire multiverse. Segatorus, what it did for the entire multiverse is it filtered through in different ways on different Earths, showed those humans the value of that togetherness, and then in turn, that energy went back and healed Segatorus.
Oh, beautiful. That's a figure 8, and that's I can't think of the word.
Infinity?
Yeah. No. It's I can't think of a word. That's okay. Symbiotic, moving symbiotically. A symbiotic, yeah.
Or synergy is another good one.
Yeah.
That's that. Yeah, when I saw that happen, and I was like, oh yeah, I was kind of angry that when I had to see one of my dimensional selves on Segatorus die.
You?
And then
Chris, personally?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to see that. Yeah, well, a third eye, of course, but I had to watch that. And the reason Shiva had me watch a lot of these bad things was just so that it would change me to generate more of that love energy in myself, and make people stronger. That's the purpose of the shadow side, is to strengthen the other one, and then they both fuse together, and then you got the energy that the Silver Legion is made out of.
So that was one of your multidimensional cells, or what we call past life, a multidimensional cell. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I want to kind of wrap this up, but if you want to bring anything else, and if there's anybody else burning with a message they want to weave in with what Ray's update was, yes.
Not really good. They're all waving and taking off.
Bye, guys. I'm waving too. Wave to them, everybody.
Yeah, they're bowing and the scene's kind of blurring away, and it's done. Thank
you, Chris. Okay, you guys, you two stay tuned for a second. And this is thank you for attending Ray K's update of his Fab 4. It's the month of April 16th, Hair Day, 2015. If you listen to the Diamond Show, you know what Hair Day means. So we'll see you Saturday, and actually it's Ray's friend that's coming, Rich Lenny from the UK. He's had many experiences with fairies and star people, ETs, aliens, and night goggle vision. So stay tuned. Love you guys, and love, peace, and joy turning to bliss to you all. And stay tuned, you too.